For those of us who have been living under a rock, what exactly is cryptocurrency?
Now, I can't say that I'm the expert,
Okay.
so I will never speak to. I'm not the entrepreneur of the business. That my CEO is, the one who founded the business. That being said, the supposed Satoshi Nakamoto, of which nobody's been ever able to pinpoint to a person, could have been a group of people,
Right.
came out after the financial crash of 2008. So in 2009 is when the documents came out around developing this currency system, of which there are many. Now, we can joke about this, and I do in a very playful way, which can play into our other conversation. John McAfee, who's a known billionaire, he, is claimed to be sort of the king of crypto and talks on his social media accounts. He's kind of a wild card, but, he talks about you really got to, grow a pair of balls in order to hold a Bitcoin. It's scary to go from the fiat, physical currency to make that jump into the cryptocurrency because, you're copying keys down, you're dealing with technology. If it gets lost in the ethers and you just lost 20 grand, 100 grand, where is it? It's gone. There's been many, if you're not holding the private keys on a safe drive, of which we offer through CoinFlip, you could get screwed if you're involved with like a Ponzi scheme. Our CEO is very sensitive to that and intense amounts of due diligence and so forth. So having a safe form and not having it on a website, is very critical to that. But here's the most important part about that in order to change, because I think one of the biggest struggles in living in our material reality is not really understanding why we've been entrained to all be slaves, right?
Exactly.
All of us, okay?
Everyone, right.
Because in essence, we're delving down a trail of which we don't have enough time to get into those details, and they're very complicated. But let's just say that our birth certificates are worth, quite a bit of money. And if we
Absolutely.
could access private banking, that's a whole different. But
Right.
they've been convinced us that we're other than who we are. So therefore, then we've been entrained to a whole different level of reality in terms of having to earn our keep and so forth, which has caused all the other problems, right? When in fact, we're instead of being born debtors, in reality we're born trillionaires, but we don't know that, and we've been convinced otherwise, and we have a whole system that plays itself out in our our daily lives. So let's just take cryptocurrency, why I believe so deeply in that, and why it's part of our current revolution, and why people see it as the way out in terms of privacy, and is because really, we've been living under a shadow government since the 1600s, and we don't really recognize, all the strings that are being pulled, that we're just, we don't own ourselves and our souls and our lives because we've been entrained to these realities. So cryptocurrency offers the ability to be able to break free of that, and of course they're scared of that, but anything that represents the government or Facebook or whatever, or the corporatocracy, being a part of that is counter to what it's really all about, because it came after the financial crash, which of course was caused by the powers that be. So Nixon took us off the gold standard in the late 60s and early 70s. 71. Thank you, Bill. All right, we can count on you for the details. You probably know the date and time and so forth, right? Channeled through. And and the banks have been using fractional reserve banking ever since then to make 10 times the dollar amount, and that's how all these banks have been. But if you listen to people like solid grounded experts like Tim Draper, the internet. He's just one of them that I was listening to recently. It makes a lot of sense. John McAfee, I know, is a wild card. We're talking about hodling, a pair of hodling instead of holding, fiat currency in your wallet. We talk about hodling cryptocurrency, but it's scary because, it causes us to change. How are we going to, live in, can we just send it on here? No, you have to, if you don't, oh my God, the technology involved, if you do one thing wrong and those keys are long and, the first time you do it, the first few times, it's like you really need an education. You need somebody to kind of help babysit the process. Eventually you'll learn it. But it's like anything else in life. But ultimately, Tim Draper talks about this will become a global, cryptocurrency economy. And banks one day will go away. They refuse to want to see that.
What do you have to say about that, Bill?
Several things. Was two things. My first question was, I have it that you have constituted yourself as a possibility. As a possibility. Yes. Because you exist, there's a possibility that something can happen in the world because of the clearing that you are.
Well, now we're talking landmark. Okay, all right, boom. Because of the clearance. Okay. I've done it all. All right. I was on team.
I did TMLP. I almost got candidated.
Oh, you're better than me, Bill.
I got candidated.
I had a baby. I couldn't get there.
I did for 5 years. Lisa, all them.
You sound like a lifetimer.
I was there. I mean,
he led the room.
I led the guest room.
I've assisted so many times.
So I'm just simply saying. So I'm very familiar with that conversation. But
okay, all right.
The
Back to
reality
basics.
is though.
The clearing.
But
clearing.
that's literally though true.
Yeah.
You are clearing an opening for something to happen. People to step inside.
Yeah.
And become something. See, that's what made the forum leader who they were. See, they constitute themselves as a clearing. And in the forum, people opened up to them and said things they would never have ever said.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the clearing.
Yeah, right.
That they were.
Yes.
See, that's, you literally, that is literally what happened. People were talking about stuff that you would never in life talk to anybody about in public. Yes. Everybody. Open. But that's because of the clearing that they were.
Yeah, right.
That's because of the integrity they brought to the conversation. There was an opening.
Yeah.
Because that's who we all are.
Right.
That level that you can open that up and people can step into it. So my conversation with you is, who are you as a possibility? Because is it cryptocurrency? Is it abundance? Is it wealth? What is it that's going to happen in the world because the possibility that you are?
Well, Bill, recently with having this Akashic record clearing, of which there was some confusion caused, and I became clear that I manifested these other realities around relationships. We all have our sacred family relationships that challenge us because they're karmic, and we need to get complete with stuff. And I can say who I am today versus yesterday, because I had to have her do a clearing last night. Let me be with this for a moment. I am the possibility that humanity can be free of all illusion. I am the possibility that humanity can be freed of all illusion.
I can get that.
Illusion, all illusion.
That's powerful, though.
Financial, physical.
Yeah. And that's,
there is no color.
Right.
There is no sex.
There is no. But there isn't.
There isn't.
In reality.
It
actually isn't.
There isn't. I know.
That's
so the melanin in your skin shows up a little bit differently. My daughter is mixed. It's so.
It is not. It's so. It doesn't exist.
I don't even like wasting any time.
It doesn't
on
exist.
There's, there's a lot of attention
We are,
to it, and I'm
we are
not saying,
conscious beings.
Yes, yeah.
It has nothing to do with any of that.
No.
Nothing to do with it. And at the core, we are all one being.
Yeah.
It's only
Yeah.
one.
And doesn't it go back to this woman named Alice out of Egypt or something?
Yeah. That's a physical.
Okay, you guys are supposed to laugh.
That's a,
I thought that was a good one!
That's a good one. You're right.
I thought it was good. Somebody
No,
said that.
No, what I'm saying.
Okay. Amen, sister. All right. It took a white girl coming here from the North Shore.
No, I'm saying that is the that's the holdback. See, this is what.
Can we get a toast?
That we
This
have
is
to have.
what you got to
That's good. That's good.
The only way you
Urban
can
to suburban. We have freedom.
Let me just say this, the only way you can access that which is eternal, the only way you can access the source of your being, by which you have the absolute power to operate at the level that you want to operate, you must love unconditionally. Literally. People understand that. That's what you see, because that's what blocks. That's what blocks that source, which makes available to you everything you need. That's why I said the ego is in the way. See, at birth, you develop an ego. You have to have it. That's what creates your body.
Yeah.
It's what takes care of you. It's what protects you. It's all about you. And depending on what species you are, the vibrational frequency, if you're a lion, based on your vibrational frequency, the only thing that matters to you is eating people. I mean, it ain't wrong with it. That's just where they are. Different species are vibrating at different vibrational frequencies. But at the level that we vibrate, that's not who we are, which is ultimately is unconditional love. People understand that. You can never access what you want to access until you go there, because you must surrender your ego. You must give it up. See, when you give that up, that's what's blocking you, because it's about you. I asked you, are you going? Have you constitute yourself as a possibility? Because when you become a possibility, it ain't about you. It's about you. It's ambition. If you're doing it for you, it's ambition.
That's why I've been running, and that's why I've been
But
running into blocks.
You got to let that go. You got to give it up. It's got to be for other people.
Yeah.
You gonna but put you in there because you other people too.
Yeah.
But it can't be about you.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And that's what will block the opportunity for you.
There's a glitch in the blockchain, right?
I mean, I'm just saying that will block your access to that which caused you to be. That'll keep you from being in a position to heal yourself and to heal other people. Because when you align with that, you put your hands on people and make a difference and alter it. Because what's coming through you, protection, see that which protection, nutrition, love, harmony, rhythm, all that is what's behind you. And so when you put your hand on a person that's sick, the power that created all this intends for nobody to be sick, ever. So if you can align with that and a sick person show up on you, put your hand on them, what's going to come through you will heal them. Not you, but that which has caused you to be will actually heal them. But you can't be in there with hate and envy and jealousy and avarice. All that will block you. You cannot do what you got to do. There's a journey you have to take through your heart. And when you get through, won't nothing be left there. But I can see, because you reap what you sow. It's karmic. Therefore, you're going to plant seeds. Everything you think, your thoughts, create things. So everything you think will come into fruition, will come into reality. So if you think hate, you're going to grow hate. You're going to grow hate in your life. You think envy, it's going to show up in your life. So the only way you can protect yourself to have you be in a position where you can only create what you want to create is you got to generate nothing but love. That's what you're going to cause in the world. That's what's going to come back to you. But that gives you access to the power behind the universe. That consciousness will work through you. But that's what it ultimately is. There is no God to please. There's no God out there. There's nothing out there. There is no God in the sense that there's somebody watching you and got a book, writing everything you.
Early Gates. You gonna get jealous.
Somebody writing everything down.
All right.
That person, that's man's.
Are you saying there's no heaven?
Yes,
no God in heaven.
No, it's
no
within.
Pearly gates.
It's
I know, but I'm just.
Ain't no pearly gates. There's no.
Are watching. They're gonna say, Bill, what are you talking about?
No, you won't even have
In
that.
my Vedic astrology reading, pearls aren't good for me.
Right,
Yeah.
I would never have that conversation with anybody. I wouldn't. I don't tamper with that. People are where they're supposed to be on their spiritual journey. And I have the people, those who have the ear to hear will hear what I have to say. But I don't do that. I don't talk to Muslims like that. I don't talk to Christians like that. I don't talk to Jews like that. Everybody is where they are based on their vibrational frequency of consciousness. And where they are. It's like some people are in kindergarten. Some people in primary school, some people in elementary school, upper grades, some people in high school, some people are in a college, spiritually. And a person who's in kindergarten, you can't talk to them about what you would talk to a person getting a PhD.
Yes.
Spiritually. They're in a different place. They're not going to hear what you got to say, and you're wrong. And you'll frustrate them. It's just a different place. You got traveling men. I'm a master mason. That's a level. That's a level of consciousness. But they only go to 33 degrees. It's 360 degrees of knowledge. I mean, that's
yeah, we don't have time for that conversation. You took a vow anyway, right?
I'm just simply saying.
Because you can't reveal any of that.
No, but I'm just simply saying that it's not because it is so elementary. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying. This elementary. That's all I'm saying. It's just when you on your spiritual journey, it's so far removed from where you're going. Because you have to know that you can heal yourself. You have to know. You have to know this. If it's a cloudy day, you can make the sun shine. Literally. I'm not talking about something that I believe. I'm talking about something I know. But that's what's there. But you don't do that because that's not something you don't do that for vanity. You don't alter cosmic the weather, the conditions of people for vanity. That's about you. It can never be about you. You must constitute yourself as a gift. It's never. Once you reach a certain point, it cannot be about you at all, ever. It's all about everybody else. You're gonna benefit, but then you become an instrument through which you can be used, and that's why it's difficult. It's not easy to love everybody unconditionally. I'm not even you know why.
Can we say that?
That's a conversation now. I mean, that's a conversation. I have to struggle with that.
It's easy to do.
It's not easy to do, man. People jump out there and do crazy stuff, and you got to be able to sit back. You can't be aggressive. You can't hate. You can't denegate. You can't bear false witness. All that stuff you got to get out of you.
You can't be doing that on the White House?
You can't do none of that. I mean, literally you can't. But there's such a benefit to you.
You'll get the benefit.
You get, mentally, psychologically, so much is revealed to you. There's so much knowledge that will come to you. You just say, wow. You just walk around, stuff will just start flowing. Because but you'll never get there until that's the journey one has to take. You got to get to the point where you can love unconditionally everybody. Period. There can be no exception to that. No matter what. No matter what they do. Because you don't judge them. They will judge themselves. Everybody's judged by the jury of their own acts. They will be judged for what they do. You just want to. If I see a person doing something crazy, I would say, I love you very much, and I know that you're doing, because I know they got to pay for that. This life or the next, you're gonna pay for that.
Yeah.
So I don't want to put. I don't.
How do you witness to the magnificence of a woman forgiving someone who killed their child? I've seen that.
I mean,
on TV. Like
that is something that, at a certain level, of course she did, because that's the only way she can get to heaven, which is within. That's what's going to open up for her. Her life will be taken care of. She doesn't have to worry about anything. She's safe. She's secure. She'll have whatever there is to be had. The powers that be, that the flowers. See, everything on the planet was given everything it needed to be everything it had to be. See, like when a baby is born, guess what? Guess what? Guess what's available for that baby when she's born, or him or her? Mother got milk. Why is the milk she got? Why? That's gratuitous. You sure? I mean, everything is there. I mean, everything is in place.
now, Bill. Okay.
No, but everything is in place.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying, not just that, but
okay.
everything. I don't care if it's a bird.
Yeah.
Everything the bird needs to provide for itself, the nurture and the care for itself. You know, the grass can feed cows, oxen. The same grass can feed everybody.
However, now we've got,
I'm not talking about the chemicals.
Right, exactly.
I'm,
we've altered the DNA
No,
structure
but see,
and
but
things.
no.
But you're talking about the basic essence.
I'm saying that the possibility that you are, the possibility I am, we can alter that.
Yes.
Literally, I don't care what they do.
Yes. Yeah.
See, once you align with that, behind which the phenomena, not the phenomena, the phenomena, that which caused what there is to be, it can fix all of that through you. You will make manifest. Everybody wants to. Some people want to manifest money. Some people want to manifest this. You can manifest a planet. You can reverse everything that's going on here. See, everything that's going on here is the product of the thoughts and the attitudes. It ain't physical. It's the way they are thinking. Everything you see, you talk about global warming. That's not it's not the fossil fuel. It's the thoughts that's inconsistent with what there is to be. Human or divine as a divine person. If you go in there and we get together. See, once I got an opportunity once. I told you I have a network marketing company. I started my own network marketing company, and I ran it for 25 years. I had people I did, and so I had some people in my company. I used to go do presentations down in Kansas City, and they had a job. I never saw a person had a job like that. You know what their job was? They went to work every day for 8 hours to pray. That's what they did for a living. Since about 1920, they go to work. And they work on shifts. They've never stopped praying for 1 minute. In the last step, there's someone replaces them in the booth for the world.
You know
they pray for humanity, and they're the ones they say that's been holding it together.
But that's interesting. There was a gentleman that talked about there's the Ho'opono prayer. Which is, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. And, if you say those multiple times, it causes kind of a shift. But there was a gentleman that actually went into a prison, and somehow he used that Ho'opono prayer and, caused the impact of people being, I don't know.
I'm talking about there's a whole staff of people who go to work every day, and they're on shifts. Right. They've been doing it for 75 or 80 years. And there's never 1 second when that's not being done.
Yeah, there's a different intention, I guess, what I was trying to parlay with whatever they're taking on.
I was just saying, but it was just dealing with the idea that your thoughts, that's your occupation.
Right.
And that your thoughts can make a difference.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm making.
Right.
You know what I mean? That they actually matter. That you have the power to impact physical reality.
Right.
By how you think. And therefore, your thoughts are very important. So you have to be very careful what you're thinking all the time. You know what I'm saying? And so that's just what there is. But I'm just very pleased to know you.
I no, likewise. I'm pleased to be a part of this because I think this has been kind of divine, cosmic,
Right, I'm just saying,
appointment,
right.
intervention, what started out as a possibility of just having simple
Right,
conversations and interviews turned into something far less greater, or far greater, that with or without the cameras,
Like you
we've
talk,
all three of us have, and everyone else in the room, has held space for what came through,
you
just
have
us
to know
witnessing
this.
to that. Yeah.
you have to know and know for certain your immortality. That you are an eternal idea that's evolving forever. You have to know that. You have to know that to the point where I can tell anybody on the planet, if it comes to a choice between my life and yours, you can take mine every time and mean it. Because you can't kill me. I know this.
I'll be back.
I know this is true. See, that's a whole other place to be. That's when you enter the kingdom of heaven.
Right.
That's what heaven.
Well, that's true detachment.
That's what it means. I say the kingdom of heaven is within. It is nowhere in the sky. That's your immortality. You are an eternal idea that's evolving not for a minute but forever.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you can evolve off this electromagnetic parameters of Earth to some other place in the universe that's more wholesome based on where you are spiritually.
Well, and it's been interesting to see.
Because you won't necessarily come back here after you reach a certain spiritual level.
Well, it's interesting to see, and whatever meaning you want to make up out of it, but Kobe Bryant's and his daughter Gianna's death, and how that brought people together and brought this essence of love. Yeah, I wondered if that was a divine appointment.
It was a divine appointment, absolutely.
To literally in the face of, I made a comment on social media because in the face of, the same day it was the Harvey Weinstein trial, came on the coattails a few weeks ago of Trump's acquittal and that very painful speech, trying to equate himself with the honesty of Abe Lincoln. I don't even want to go there. It's very vomit worthy, but for all of humanity. But anyway, that's okay. I'm you, you are me, you are one. Okay, all right, I know, it's all right, okay. Ego on steroids, special needs. Okay, all right, well, anyway.
See, I can only love.
But anyway, at the same time, I was weeping, thinking. I mean, we know Kobe's had his, issues and faults. Like that. We are struggling with our male counterparts, but we're all part of it. But the love that he did show Vanessa when he did, to the point that he, basketball star, taught him himself Moonlight Sonata on the piano, to demonstrate his love for her, whether it was making up for his faults, to me is like, oh my God, that just brought me to tears. That
See,
so there's, but the love that the two of them represented, and the love that brought everybody together, and even though it's whatever, human and
divine. But let me just say something about Kobe, okay? Mm-hmm. At birth, at conception, he acquired an ego. The ego is the I. That's the I. Mm-hmm. And that I has one purpose: to protect you and provide everything. It don't care about. Ultimately, it doesn't really care about anybody. But a baby is a perfect example. I don't care how you feel, that baby wants to eat, you could be sick. Feed me right now. There's nothing more important to a baby than the baby. That's because he's functioning at the id. He's functioning at total ego.
Yes.
Now, as you grow, you grow up as a child. Somebody does something to you, you're going to strike them. That's natural. You're supposed to do that. Your ego is for your protection. If I do this, you're going to bet your eyes. That's your ego. It's going to protect you. And it's all about you. And you have to grow, and you're here to evolve and develop. So when Kobe came, he was total ego. He wasn't about her. He was about him.
Sure.
But he has evolved. Mm-hmm. That's part of his evolution. Mm-hmm. You see what I mean? He ain't the same guy. he physically is not the same person that person was.
Right.
He is not.
Yeah.
Don't we? You can't. You have to allow people to grow and to
Yes.
evolve. Like I say, people at different spiritual levels.
Right.
He went so far beyond that
evolved.
space.
He evolved.
That's why he was created. He was created. He got an Oscar.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This how far he. He wrote children's books.
Well, all my daughter said to me was, because she's growing up without a present father, was, "Oh, mommy, I heard that he was holding her in his arms when they died together."
I don't know.
And I just started weeping.
No, I have no doubt in my mind that actually happened.
The love.
Even though I would have done something like that, and I knew this was it. I was looking, and my daughter was sitting next to me.
Of course,
we about to go into this mountain, baby. I mean, what else can you do? You know that's what happened. You ain't nothing. What else you gonna do? We going down now. This is a done deal here. We got to get to the other side together. That's what that was for him. But the point was, his life is represented what we just described. That journey you have to take, and everybody starts off like that. Everybody got stuff that they had to evolve beyond on this journey. And I think Kobe did a great job of making the corrections in his life, in terms of his family, in terms of his children, in terms of all. He was the guy that they said he was. That's the only way he could draw to him with the people he did. That's the truth of who he is the people he attracted. Yes. These were real people.
And it was proven after his death.
I'm just saying the people, what people were saying about him, that was authentic.
After his death.
I mean, that's not the way they felt about Kobe when he came into the league.
Right, absolutely.
No, right. With the whole,
I mean, he grew.
We don't really want to comment on,
but he grew. I mean, that's the growth that took place.
He evolved, he did.
I mean, he evolved. Yeah. That's what it's all about. And for all intents and purposes, in a very short time, he lived a full life.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have liked to have seen him, but he
said he wanted to die young.
But he got his wish.
He told Tracy McGrady, he's like, I want to die young for my legacy. I know I'm going to die young.
I mean, but
he said he wanted to, or
he said he knows he's going to die young.
And if you, I say you can.
Well, wanted to and knows. Maybe there is, because if it is a divine appointment, maybe he knew something.
Dude,
yeah,
so
exactly.
I mean, he had to be.
Right.
For everybody, but everybody is.
Yeah.
Everybody is, but right. He was connected.
But he was intentional.
Of it. Right.
He was aware.
Right.
That he was.
But look at the timing of the. Look, we're 2 years into this Me Too movement, which is off the chain. It's the same day as the Harvey Weinstein. We're seeing men behaving badly to the gross extent. We're seeing Prince Andrew coming out in the press around the whole, this is stuff that's been going on for eons, right? Of which, Kobe had his own issues at the beginning of his career, which we won't get into details. But the point is, now we're commenting on the self-growth, and look at the polarization of the opposite end of the extreme, and the love that showed up, and the love that was exuded, and that brought everyone together. I mean, they're just weeping. Michael's weeping like that,
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's about
the
love.
Beauty. Yeah, exactly.
No, it's about love.
People started turning to their brothers and sisters in a way that they hadn't before.
Because he tapped into that.
Yeah.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And that's what and people like that who come together like that can change the world.
Yeah.
Literally.
And on top of that, the universe knew what people needed. They knew that at this time, people need to come together.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
This life had to be taken in order for people to realize, your life can go like this.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Everybody got a wake-up call.
Right. Everybody got a wake-up call.
Everybody went home.
That's what it was. Right.
That is
Every ball player. This is what I know for a fact. Every NBA player went home and grabbed his daughter.
Grabbed your daughters.
I'm telling you, I know this.
Call people
they knew. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
Shaq, everybody who has and I ain't saying to their sons, but everybody got close to their daughter.
Right.
I'm telling you.
Well, and the commentary
but
at
everybody
the funeral about men being better fathers.
A lot of people just opened up, period, about, I've been arguing with this guy for 20 years. Let me give him a call.
Yeah,
He created the clearing. He created the clearing.
I gotta
He
clear
created
things
over.
up.
He created
the
He created the clearing for all kinds of stuff to happen.
Yeah.
That's what's there. You have this
And
powerful
the universe knew
power.
that. Like, we
Yeah.
need this at this time.
It was very appropriate, very apropos, you know.
Yes.
And so I just
Yes.
felt that it was perfectly timed. We didn't lose anything. He didn't lose anything. And
No.
when you know that, it does. I never felt that way.
Right.
I mean, I like Kobe. These were my favorite players,
Right.
but I didn't feel like it was we lost him.
Right.
You know, I felt that he had finished what he needed to do
Mhm.
and was gone on to do something else.
Right.
Whether he's coming back here or not, I don't know where he is, what he got to fix. May have to fix anything. His daughter had already done what she needed to do. She was trying to go off and do something that she didn't have to do this time. She wanted to be a basketball player. That's not where you need to be, young lady. You got another job to do, maybe someplace else in some other galaxy. But you through here. See, people are where they are. Everything is perfect.
But at the same time, with these two polarizations occurring, what are we seeing? Coming out as if they're like pussing, abscessing wounds. We're seeing socialism, commentary on socialism and communism and so forth. And it's like, didn't we fight every world war in the last 100, 200 years, whatever, like forever? And now we're being faced with that and woken up to, the whole,
Let me say,